Alex Jones is apparently one of the latest of the individuals involved in the big election lie on January 6th who has sat down virtually with the January 6th committee and been asked a ton of questions. However, like most of them, he didn't answer any of them. According to him, he invoked the Fifth Amendment almost 100 times, which is way less than some. I think Eric Trump said he did it 500 times. So come on, Alex Jones, you can deny all sorts of things. Anyway, now he says he was subpoenaed by the committee to provide testimony and records, partially because he spoke at a January 5th rally in Washington, D.C. and was also in contact with organizers of the rally scheduled for January 6th. He was there on the day of the insurrection. He says, I went there to have a peaceful political rally to put peaceful political pressure on Congress. It's a horrible, historic fiasco, and I wish it never happened. I wanted to answer the questions, but at the same time, it's a good thing I didn't. I'm the type that tries to answer things correctly, even if I don't know all the answers. And they can then kind of claim that's perjury. He's just an honest guy. He's just worried about that trap, Jordan. He doesn't want to get trapped.
That's so funny. Do you remember during his divorce proceedings, they asked about the name of his kids, and he said he couldn't remember because he had a big bowl, a bowl of chili that was too big before the
I do remember that.
Like this guy is a nut. And a lot of this is I think he's semi self-aware, and a lot of it is just like a character actor that he can't really differentiate between his real self and his Alex Jones public performance character. I've heard from folks who have seen him around Austin, when there's no cameras on him, he's semi-normal. So this is a lot of this is just a bit, but it's getting too hot now. You've seen so many people who were cheering it on and acting like that Kevin Sorbo sequence of tweets, oh, this is the new 1776, and then all of a sudden you just see the heel turn happen. They're oh boy, this is getting a little too out of hand. I don't support this anymore. So it's it's a little too real now for a lot of these people.
That's true, and that's sort of what he's sketching out for himself. And by the way, I take long periods of not paying attention to the goings on of Alex Jones. I don't know for sure how involved he was with it. He doesn't seem as tapped in as people like Bannon and those sorts of ones. I mean, he was there and he's the worst, but that doesn't mean that he was directly involved. Anyway, here is what he had to say. And bear in mind, this is what he told his audience. He says that he denied being aware of substitute host Matthew Bracken's specific suggestion that the Capitol be stormed on a 31st December 2020 episode of his show. So he says he wasn't there. He didn't know that his co-host said we should storm the Capitol. Mr. Jones said he was aware that his co-host Owen Schroyer had been charged with encouraging the crowd in a restricted area of the Capitol grounds and was now facing prosecution. So he says he's not involved with that. Anyway, he then showed footage of him encouraging people to march to the Capitol, but repeatedly told the crowd through a megaphone to be peaceful and occupy DC while chants of USA went out. He specifically asked those in earshot to not confront the police. So that's good. I mean, it could be worse. Maybe he has a point. Is it possible that despite not being innocent in any other area of his life, he's actually innocent in this case?
I don't know. He fanned the flames for how long? He had, he pushed some of these insane theories for years that made, that kind of made this movement and this cadre of conservatives in this country as unhinged as they are. So maybe on some of the specifics in this actual case, he might not be as culpable as others, including his co-host. But the thing is, he's hanging on for dear life because he just got just totally blindsided by the Sandy Hook decisions. He's losing a lot there. He's on the hook for a ton of money. So while they still have that online store that apparently is super lucrative for them, it is, there's a lot in jeopardy for his whole enterprise. So I think he's really, really trying to cover his butt.
Yeah, probably a good idea. I mean, you don't want to he's already been demonetized in so many areas. If he loses that shop and can't sell Gorilla Paste or whatever, then he might be totally out. And think about the hit to his fans. They won't be able to activate their alpha particles in their brain anymore. So that would be sad. Anyway, Jordan, earlier you were talking about the distinct turn that you noticed among some people like Kevin Sorbo on January 6th. They were all like Josh Hawley at first, but then, oh no, eventually as they realized that what they had clearly been advocating for was actually happening, and more importantly, was happening but not working and not being received well. If they had just swept in and actually made Trump president, I don't think the heel turn would have happened.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.